I did have something go a little bit wrong while I was on the last raid at Lake Macquarie. I was pulling up the main and the main sheet got caught around the tiller. When I pulled it up, it cracked the timber. So I've got to fix that. I think it'll be a bit of wood glue and then some fiberglass, and that should hold it for next time.
Just sit back and relax, don't worry, the work can wait, no need to hurry.
Michael, you've come from Casino, haven't you? How far's that?
It took about 6 hours to get here.
6 hours.
It's just a matter of music, audio books and radio if you can get it. Here there's no oysters, there's no tides, there's no sharks.
Yeah. This is Gary, who is joining the group, and he's got a beautiful Investigator 563. Tell me about your Investigator. How long have you had it?
I've only had it for about 5 or 6 months.
Did you do much to it after you bought it?
Not a lot, just tidying up and just little bits and pieces here and there, good polish. Did a bit of work on the trailer.
You're at Maitland, aren't you?
Yeah, East Maitland.
So what's that, an hour and a half from here or something?
About an hour and a half,
yeah. So here's John's Waller 5.4. And it looks like there's going to be a gig tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So John, you posted on Facebook you bought a Navigator. How exciting! But where is it?
I bought it to sell it.
So did you make a decent profit on it?
Yes, I made enough for the amount of work that I put into it.
Yeah, and Josh, his friends bought it.
Yeah, so we should see it around.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We just set sail from Violet Hill. I think we've got 7 boats today. The raid doesn't really start till tomorrow, being Monday, but a lot of people, can come on a Sunday, so they've come down on a Sunday. Very pleasant. 4.3. Oh, well, that's all right. Here's Dave and his new Cal 14. Dave sold the Taminori, now he's got a Cal 14. Going along very nicely. I think Phil's putting a reef in. Probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 4, something like that. I just put a reef in because the wind's definitely picked up a bit. It's all good though. I'm getting quicker at it. That's Johnson's over there where we're heading tonight. I always say it, there are quite a few gusts. So you do have to keep your wits about you. So there's Dave after a hectic day in his new Cal 14.
Trying to see if I can record our speed on the app or not.
This is Adam, who's just bought an Investigator. Now, have you sailed it much, Adam?
I sailed it yesterday for the first time, make sure it didn't fill up with water, and then I came here today.
The first, oh, that's keen. That is really keen. So what made you decide on an Investigator? They're great boats, Investigators. My first boat's an Investigator. What made you decide on an Investigator?
The price. Yes.
It was a good deal.
It was free.
It was free. What do you mean it was free?
It was free, yeah.
Well, someone gave it to you.
Yeah, I rescued it out of a backyard of a little property at Bungle. The previous owner had died of a brain tumour about 6 years ago. I tried to buy it about 2 years ago. And then 6 weeks ago, the widow got in contact with me and said, "Are you still interested in this boat?" And I went and had a look, and the trailer had rusted out from underneath it, and the keel was sitting in the dirt, and it was in a very bad state. I said to her, "What are your aspirations for this boat?" Because I thought it's going to have to be very, very cheap. The ants had moved in, it was full of water, full of rainwater, and she said, "I just want it out of the backyard."
Yeah.
And she said, "If you don't take it, I'll have to get a high ab in to lift it out and take it to the tip."
Oh, God.
And I said, "Well, okay, we'll get it out of your yard for you."
So, Adam, this looks absolutely incredible for a free boat. It's in pretty good nick.
It's not too bad. It was a lot greener and had mould and lichen and things growing on it. When we got it. But fortunately, whoever had painted it did such a bad job that all the paint came off with the pressure cleaner. So, it wasn't too bad.
It's only cosmetic, really, isn't it? There's nothing structural. Bit of a crack there, but that's fixable. The actual windows don't look they're not glazed or anything at all. They look pretty good, I have to say. Painting's easy enough.
Yeah, no, everything was sort of there. The sails, I think, are okay. I gave the mainsail, the bull ants had moved in and made a nest in the sail bag, so the mainsail looked a bit tatty, but I soaked it in washing detergent for a week and then pressure cleaned it and it came up all right.
Well, the mast looks all right too.
I'll replace the standing rigging. They look a bit dodgy, and I'd like to have done that before I put it in the water, but I just couldn't get them done in time for Christmas. So.
Well, they're meant to be done every 10 years, but I mean, that's on a boat where it's under load the whole time. I mean, trailer sailors aren't under load the whole time because they're normally your mast's down.
Yeah, well, we were trying to be sensible today, but at one point we ended up with this in the water, so we got a little bit carried away there at one point.
Well, there were a few gusts. I mean, you don't really sail until you get water over the side, to be honest.
Yeah, and we had it over the side.
I've done that a few times. Actually, the hull doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I think the hull hasn't been painted. I think it'll polish up all right.
It looks like it's had anti-fouling on it before.
Yeah, I'd say it was a mooring minder or something at some point in its life.
So are there any leaks?
Well, the only leaks we've found are from rain, none from the hull. So there doesn't appear to be any water getting into the boat.
Where was the leak? Through the windows?
The windows all leaked. Yeah, there's no... I don't know if there's any silicone on there or not, but when you clean the boat, the water just rushes in through those. As long as it doesn't rain, it's okay. But there's no leaks around the keel or the daggerboard or anything. So,
fantastic. I mean, considering this boat was probably mid-70s, I would say, because I think they stopped making them in 81, I think was the last one.
Okay, yeah, well, this is a very early one. It's only got the single hinge on the hatch, and the sail number's, I think, 37, so...
That is an old one.
One of the very early ones. But we'll give it a second life. Put it in the water at Foster yesterday to make sure that nothing broke and that it actually didn't sink.
And you've never done dinghy sailing or anything as a kid or anything like that?
Hired a catamaran a couple of times when I was a teenager, that's it.
Oh, wow.
Never even had all that much to do with boats, actually, so it's all very new.
Fantastic.
But we've had a bit of fun today.
Yeah.
And,
it's all about having fun.
Yeah.
You know,
it's...
You don't need the bees knees boats, you just need to get out in the water, that's what I think.
Yeah. It's something new to learn. I've always wanted to learn to sail because it looks interesting, and this is the way to learn.
Troy, Adam's your brother, and he said, I'm going to buy a boat, we're going to go sailing. What did you think?
I said to my wife this morning, I've knocked him back like 5 times to go out on these boats, and I better put my hand up for this one. Otherwise I won't get invited again.
Yeah.
Driving back through places just been flooded. Half the caravan parks were closed because half the parks are under the water.
I definitely got the best seat in the house here in my hand there, gentlemen.
reckon that they've been following me, hey?
So here's a happy dinghy cruiser cooking dinner, and what do you have tonight, Dave?
Today we have macaroni cheese.
Oh yes, no, I've seen those. I haven't had one of those.
Added with, you'll be very sorry, sausages.
Oh.
Lots of milk, a little bit of water.
Go, Dinghy.
I'm Dinghy Cruising.
I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wonder, have you ever seen the rain?
Coming down on a sunny day.
Good morning. Got my coffee. It's a bit misty this morning, which is a bit strange. Misty, foggy. It's quite warm. It looks like it might rain. Hopefully not. There's no wind, obviously. It's only about 6:30 or so in the morning. Most of the guys are up. We had a good time around the campfire last night. Good fun. So we'll probably have breakfast and then go back over to Violet Hill, which is over there, and meet up with the rest of the guys that are coming today, and then decide where we're going to go. Meant to be 20 knots this afternoon, apparently, but I'll check the weather again in a minute. This looks extremely organised.
I hope you bought enough for everybody. And
I can't do the coffee straws anymore. Adam, you're an investigator. When you bought it, it was on a trailer that was completely stuffed, so you had to get it off that trailer onto the new trailer. How did you do that?
Spent a lot of nights thinking about it first.
Right.
And then, the trailer had rusted through, so the keel was actually sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
And we jacked the boat up and got it blocked up to where it should have been.
Yeah.
And then we took the winch post and everything off the old trailer and dropped the drawbar down to the ground, and then backed the new trailer right in over the top of the A-frame of the old trailer. And then just ran the trailer winch all the way back, and we basically winched the boat off one trailer over the front of the A-frame onto the back of the other trailer and winched it in with people either side sort of stabilising it so it wouldn't tip over in the process.
Well, yeah, because that would be a real worry, wouldn't it? Tipping off. And all the rollers were stuffed on the old trailer, and it had dropped down, you said?
Yeah, so because it was a keel boat, all the weight was sitting on the cross members of the trailer.
Yeah.
And those cross members rusted out. So the keel had dropped down, the boat had dropped down, and the side rollers had actually sort of deformed the hull a bit, which was a bit of a worry. But once we jacked the boat up, you could see they wanted to come back into shape. And then when we got it onto the new trailer and tied it all down and got it home, after sort of 4 or 5 days sitting in the sun, the hull just went back to its original shape.
So we just left Johnson's. I don't know what the time is, probably 8:30 or something. I know I should put my watch on, but anyway. So we're just going back to Violet Hill to meet up with the other guys that are coming today, hopefully. And then we'll go up towards Shelley's Beach.
Because tomorrow the wind's meant to swing to the northeast and it'll be behind us all the way back. There's Bruce in his Ross Lily Stone periwinkle gliding through the water. If you're wondering what that constant noise is, well, it's cicadas, which are everywhere on the east coast of Australia in summer, and they can get very loud. So Andrew, you just bought a new boat.
Yeah, well, new to me anyway.
Yeah.
It's a 70-year-old, number 31, Bottrell Explorer.
31.
Yep.
Wow.
Built in Melbourne by John Bottrell.
Yeah.
You know, he made 150, I think, all up. So
Yeah.
this is one of the earlier breeds.
Yeah.
It's got the drop-down centreboard, 70 kilos, which is, I think that they went up in weight after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's watertight, it floats, unlike my first boat, which sunk when I first got it, so I'm happy.
So you're telling me that the heron is not quite big enough to go cruising in anymore?
Well, the heron's great to cruise in, but it's no good to bring a mate along, is it?
No. That's right.
And you can't have cocktails in the
No. You're joining the civilised club now.
yeah.
You know, rather than
Which was the base condition for the mate to come along.
This is Marty anyway.
Marty. Hi, Marty.
Still floating.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
And we've got a rope on it. Luckily.
Yeah, oh, that's useful. That's very useful. What did your trailer cost? Just
Trailer
actually.
cost 4,000.
Yeah, they're not cheap trailers.
Yeah, and had to be tailor-made, you know.
So is that all aluminium? Looks like aluminium.
Yeah.
That's why, because aluminium's not cheap.
There's Glenn in his Gem 550. The two Johns in the Waller 5.4.
Just sailing out of the Narrows. Well, I should say motoring really, because I've got the motor on. It's a bit fiddly tacking through here. Steve's Bay Raider 17 is normally pretty fast, but he just said his centreboard's catching on the weed, because there is a lot of weed or reeds below the surface, and his centreboard's catching on them, which is causing a bit of drag. I'm going all right. I'm quite happy with this.
I keep finding the bloody bottle.
Yeah, Steve was saying his centreboard was catching in the weed.
How deep does your centreboard go?
I haven't got one. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it seems to be going all right. Well, it's taken us probably a couple of hours to get through the Narrows, and now we're out into the big lake. And as predicted, the wind has suddenly picked up. When I say suddenly, we've probably got about 3 or 4 knots now, as opposed to 1 or 2. So it's about lunchtime, but I think we're just going to go up the lake as far as we can and then turn around and come back, because it will be a northeasterly, so we should have a run all the way back. It's much cooler now the wind's picked up a bit. It was pretty hot there for quite a while. Well, I must be doing something right, because we're leaving everybody for dead. I don't know what's going on. I've taken the outboard out and I've put the hull hatch cover over to maintain the hull shape. It's only light winds, but we're going really well.
I was getting chased down rapidly by Steve and his Bay Raider 17, which is a very fast boat.
I submit! That's all right, you need a bit of breeze.
Followed by Rick with his Drascombe longboat, which is 21 feet, and he also was catching me up. Both of them need a bit of wind to get going, and today the conditions were perfect.
That was a good sail up the lake. Steve and Rick eventually caught me, as they would, as they're bigger, faster boats, but I held them off for quite a while. It was good fun. Anyway, they've all turned for home now. I'm sure they'll catch me up before I get back there. But yeah, it's a good sail. The wind has definitely picked up. It's probably 10 knots now, I'd say. I don't think it's any more than that. But it was almost at the point of putting in a reef, but I didn't want to stop, because if I stopped, they'd overtake me. So I was trying to keep going with what I had up, but it was probably a bit too much, to be honest. Anyway, going back now, good fun. There's Andrew and his new bottrel. Well, I've just jibed in control and we're flying back. My goodness, we are going so fast. Definitely 5 knots, maybe 6. Absolutely flying. And I haven't got the Genoa up either. There's quite a few boats here, so hopefully we can find some room. It could be Josh over there, I'm not sure. A bit far away. You got to have the minimum of 2 boats, right?
3 at once. For a couple of weeks there, I had 3. There's 1 to fix and 1 to stay.
Yeah, more importantly, I rebuilt the trailer, and so I sold it for I think $1,700, so about $1,000 more than I paid.
Hopefully we'll go that way.
So that is the anchor retrieval system. Yeah.
I'll be back.
While Terry and Neil go to check out the wind conditions in the middle of the lake, John's trying out his new fishing technique.
This is tow bait.
And eels do have teeth. Terry and Josh quickly returned from a brief afternoon sail, realising the wind was still pretty strong out there. Then unfortunately the group became split on where to spend the night. That's never happened before.
So we were going to stay at Shelley's, but the wind's going to swing round to the north and it's not going to be very protected there tonight. So even though it's protected now, it's not going to be tonight. So we've decided to head back to Violet Hill, safety Violet Hill, and stay there tonight and then come back up here tomorrow. Which is a bit of a pain, but you know, it is quite windy out here now. It's probably somewhere between, I don't know, 15 and 18 knots or something out here now. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I think I made the right decision to come back. So four of us are staying up there and 8 of us are coming back, but of the 8, 2 or 3 are going home tomorrow, so it's just easier to come back here and go home from here. It's pretty strong. Well, I thought we were going to Violet Hill, but we've passed Violet Hill and now we're going back to Johnson's, I think, where we were on Friday night. So it's about 7:45. So because we've got here so late, I'm just going to have something simple. Coconut lentil soup with some gnocchi. Yeah, I was going to cook something a bit more elaborate, but couldn't be bothered really. So the gnocchi's in. To make it more interesting, I'm going to add some spinach. And rocket by the looks of things. So there you go, gnocchi with coconut and lentil soup, which is very nice, some spinach, and there's rocket in there as well, just to make it healthy. Well, good morning. A bit different from yesterday. Yesterday it was all foggy and misty, you know. This morning it's clear. The wind did come last night, but I was so tired I just slept through the whole thing. Glenn's already gone. I think some of the other guys are going back this afternoon. I'm not decided yet whether I should go back today or not, but I don't know what's going to happen with the other guys that are still up the other end of the lake. It is meant to be strong again this afternoon, pretty much like yesterday. Just come ashore and drink my coffee and enjoy the view. Just making my normal scrambled eggs with spinach and tomatoes. You know, people always say you cook the same thing for breakfast. Well, I do take spinach and tomatoes away because they're quite easy to keep and you can use them in more than one meal. And spinach sort of makes you think you're healthy when you're on the boat and you're probably not eating that healthily. So yeah, so I take spinach and tomatoes. So there you go, scrambled eggs with spinach, tomatoes on toast, or toasted roll. A little bit of breeze out here, 3 or 4 knots. Nice for gentle sails, only about 9 in the morning. I'm not sure if this is a gentleman's sail or a frustrating sail. It's got to pick up a bit, surely. God, it's hot. You know you're going slow when a duck can keep up with you. You know how I always say you've got to have a good partner to let you go sailing all the time? Well, mine's especially good because it's my wedding anniversary today. I know it was my birthday last time, wedding anniversary this time. She's very understanding. Thank you, Sharon.
John's got the edge in these light conditions with his new furling Jenica.
Yes, Bruce.
Yeah, if I can get up to Violet Hill, I'll be calling you today.
Roger that.
Thanks for the company. All you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
God willing, yes.
Yeah, good to catch up with you, Bruce. Safe travels home, mate.
Thank you.
Just heading back to Johnson's for a lunch break before we go back to Violet Hill and pack up and go home. Desperate for a swim. It's so hot. It was hot, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. But it was a bit of a bookend sail, wasn't it? We got wind at the start and then wind at the end.
I think there's a bit out there now. I think it's meant to pick up, isn't it? So
I'll have lunch, have a few swims, start slowly packing the boat up and...
As there was between 9 and 35 mils of rain predicted for the following day,
Fantastic.
going home was probably the right thing to do.
see you, Michael.
But that didn't stop the discussion about the next raid.
And it just sounded like a really good week. And a few nice pubs and all that sort of stuff as well.
That's Simon Carter.
Thank you to all those people that leave comments and hit the like button. I do reply to all the comments. If you've got any suggestions for any videos, please let me know. I'm always trying to make them different and interesting. And it's not always easy. So if you've got any ideas, let me know. And by the way, have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you somewhere on the water next time.